Well, Thor's made a real name for itself for a lot of years now, for making fantastic riding gear. One of the best and biggest brands on the market. Probably not so well known, for their goggles, but they made a couple of claims lately with a fresh set of goggles that have come out, and we're talking about the Regiment and the Activate goggles, and essentially they're making some pretty lofty claims that these two goggles are not only much bigger, wider, more peripheral vision, but also packed with a bunch of features that ordinarily only come on more expensive goggles. So we figured, why don't we have a look at them? So, base goggle, Regiment, $59, pretty simple, but great face foam, great peripheral vision. The difference between, as you step up from the $59 Regiment to the $109 Activate is the fact that you have the outrigger arm, so they're exactly the same frame. You can even see where the strap would come off there, and you've just got a couple of plugs there. So the outriggers are a big difference. You get a slightly better face foam on the $109 Activate goggle, and a few other little features, slightly better lens. Kind of cool lens, comes with this funky high vis lens. So for me, just top line. We've only worn these things half a dozen times, so we'll come back, check in a little bit later. But some of the cool things, I really like this little touch here. On the plus side, it looks cool. This little branding but on the downside, it's kind of stitched in. So it's kind of like when it gets wet or muddy, not such a fantastic thing. So a little bit of a gimmick. What I will say though is it's really, really good face foam. For $109, it compares to $139, which was, I think it's a Sniper Pro, which is its predecessor. So it's actually better, bigger, gone from a 33 to a 45mm roll-off system, which we'll show you in a moment. And it's $30 cheaper at the same time. So common to both those, because the Regiment and the Activate share the same frame, we can fit the total vision system. So basically it comes with the lens, the roll-off, and the roll-off tape ready to go. So that's really easy to fit. We've been testing that a little bit as well. That retrofits to both goggles. But essentially you've got a goggle at the top end of town. You've got a goggle for $170, which is by rights, I think, punching above its weight in terms of, what it offers. Other little things I like, they've really gone to town on the thing. The silicone here on the strap, I think I said to the boys, it was like, when you're trying to move it on your helmet, it's like having to unpeel a couple of little gecko feet to get the thing off. So nice little touch. Once again, not something where they've cut corners. But we thought we'd also have a bit of a chat with Josh Green. So Josh Green is, he's hooked up. He's obviously a Spy goggle rider, the same gas imports who do both Spy and Thor. Greeny's, sponsored through Thor as well. But first comment was like I'd race with these things straight up.
Yeah, I haven't seen a Thor goggle. I haven't looked at one because I am a Spy guy through gas, and but I was interested in the new goggle. It looks kind of cool. I like the look of it. I think it's really nice looking. Straight away I put it on, it was comfy. The foam looks, good. It's good. It's really good foam. Like you said, it gripped on the helmet well. There was nothing bad I could say about this goggle, and I actually would race with this goggle. And for the price you pay, it's a mid-end price goggle. I would rate it as a high-end goggle.
Yeah,
I would have no complaints with racing with that goggle.
Well, it's not often a pro racer says something about a goggle for $110 that you could race with it as is.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And off-road racing is quite brutal with dust and mud and everything we face. So goggles is something I won't cut corners on. And I've been super happy with my Spies and still am super happy with my Spies, but I was impressed with this goggle. Another
thing I like, Greenie? Aside from the fact that you get your little Activate bag, your little dilly bag. First time ever, what is it with goggle manufacturers? They make the bag so small, one, you can only just get the base goggle in there. And so not only is the bag generously sized, but you've got a pull cord on it instead of dicking around trying to tie a little thing on it. Thanks for coming, small thing, but once again, I think, some of the other goggle brands on the market, you get an extra lens. To me, there's a real benefit and value in that as well. So, some big claims from Thor about these goggles. I've got to say that, from our limited testing so far, they absolutely hold true. So we're going to put a few more yards on these things and a little bit more sweat over summer and come back and give you a bit of an update in a couple of months.